Alright, welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so. Looks like Thompson's has opened 2 more reviews here. Let's see what that is about. Fix missed bit test. Ah. Huh. Hmm. 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 Minor. Fix. Fix missed bit test. Rename. Rename. Hmm. Can we perhaps is this change necessary? Is this one line change necessary? Is this file used? Just trying to see if we can avoid submitting this one line change. This one line change as a single commit. Remove playtest. Playtest. Okay, let's see. This looks fine. This looks fine. Fine. Hold on. Not defined playtest. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Okay. It's a lot of files. Playtests. Okay, so it looks fine apart from there's the playtest simplicity. there are still 2 playtest symbols in command line.cpp. Oh, he did mention it. Playtest check in preserved command line CPP because it was wrongly used there. So in order to produce the original options, General's release had to have to keep it. What? Why? Check is preserved in command line because it was wrongly used there. So in order to produce the original options, General's release had to have to keep it. I don't understand this. What does that mean? Huh? I don't understand. To me, it looks like it can just remove this. No? And just keep debug or internal? Huh? I don't get it. Let me clarify. I see you mentioned that you kept them there, but I do not understand why. Yeah, I don't understand it from his explanation. It was wrongly used there, so in order to produce the original options, General's release had to have to keep it. I don't understand what that means. Okay, wait, there's a link. Command lines are gated wrong. I discovered this when removing this. The source file no longer compile. Huh? I also don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. What's the issue with just removing this? I don't understand. If you remove this, it just means that those command line arguments would be compiled in debug or internal if that CPP file is compiled in the first place. I don't understand. Huh. Yeah. Strange. Remove obsolete playtest macro. Fix bittests macro in what is a file? Refactor, generals, minor. Factor. Okay. So he did address these things. Let me see. And the other one, where was that? Okay, let's give this change a spin. Text filter and generals. Text filter, main, hold on. right. Good, then let's test the text filter. Let's see, make GenZH. Tadam, 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 tadam. Profile. Actually, we only need generals. Good. Okay, so we're just, oops. We will just be looking out for textures if they look as usual. There we go. Yeah. Oof. Huh. Okay. Looks like color is garbage. Oh boy. Hold on. Uh-huh. This branch is not rebased on main. There we go. Can we push it? Good, then we need to try again. For regex, you can also ask AI chat. Okay, let's try this one. Wow, the lags are outrageous. Holy shit. Whoa, what's wrong with the performance? Whoa. Wow. That needs a good look. Okay. Why does it load so slow? It feels as if we're running like a debug build. So laggy. Dang. It seems that loading assets seems to take a very long time. Yeah. Whenever it's loading a new object, it takes a really long time. Yeah. Huh. That needs a good look, I guess. Yeah. I suspect that this is not the way the game generally works. But then again, I'm not an expert in generals, so I don't know. Okay, but textures look okay. Yeah, textures draw. That performance degradation is outrageous, though. When we tested, yesterday, last session, it wasn't like that, no? Let me go back to this guy here. So that's our first usable branch. Let me check out this one. Check out this commit. Yeah. There we go. Let's build this one. Backport texture filter class. It's not laggy here. It's not laggy here. So there is one change we did which introduced massive lag. Okay. Let's try to find out which change that is. Let me confirm by loading here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there is a big bug introduced by one of our changes. Let's see which one that is. Let's go back to let's go to this change here. 9,000 is not much. Depends on how many origins they have. Okay. This one looks fine. Then let's get to next one here. Let's try this one. This is also fine. Then let's go forward a bit more. Let's go to this one. This looks also to be fine. Let's load a map. Loads fast. We can drop it. Okay, that was a little stall there. This was fine. This was also fine. Yeah, okay, so there was only a stall on the first building, which seems to be normal. I think that also happens in 0 hour. Yeah, okay, but performance overall looks fine. Okay, then let's change back to the first change here, this one. Basically this one here. Good. So now we expect that the performance degradation is back, right? Let's see. If that is so, then the texture filter change, something is wrong about it then. Yeah. Hmm. Mhm. Let's see. Hmm. Seems fine now. Well, that is weird. Huh. I have no idea. That seems random. It looks absolutely fine now. Huh? Huh. Let me make a full rebuild. Clean. Build. Rebuild. Just to make sure everything is clean. Hmm. Hmm. Crash on exit is gone with one of those mem fixes. Good. Let's try it one more time. Oh, no, it seems to be perfectly fine. I mean, there's still micro stutters, but nothing like we had before, where it took like, I don't know, a couple seconds to load something in. Okay, how about we load a mission here and we look at some textures. So pretty. Wow. Oh, it's nuclear nuclear truck. Okay, well, but textures look okay. Yeah. The whole city is burning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the key? F. Huh. Hotkey doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. What happens if we burn our own base? Do we lose? Ah, it's a shame. Losing our base here. Oh, we're still good. We have our dragon tanks. Huh. Oh. Killed their own dragon tank, yeah? Wait, hold on. So the mission never ends, or what is happening here? Until the last unit? Uh-oh. Okay, anyway, I think this is done. It's interesting, though, that the hotkeys don't work. But let me add a comment here. Rebased and tested on... Let me double check that the history is good. Yeah. On first test, there were huge stalls, but I rebuilt and now it is fine. Textures look normal. There were huge stalls on asset load, but after rebuilding the code, it was fine. Textures look normal. Then maybe we put that into an approval. Okay, so I think that is fine to merge. He did address both points, right? Hold on. Man, why so many entries here? Jesus Christ. Huh? Didn't I add comments to this before? Seems to be gone now. Huh. I thought I had added comments to this guy, but I don't see it. Ah, here. Look at that. Yeah, so this one he put back, and this one he also fixed. Yeah. So I think from my side, this is fine, and we can squash and merge this guy. Backport texture filter class gen. Confirm squash. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so text filter. Let's go to main branch. Pull. Good. So I don't understand why Thompsons is always writing in Discord instead of the let me. It's called because the check is that. Note the parentheses. Removing not defined, it fails to compile then. If well, I don't understand the problem. I still don't see it. What is the problem? Here. If not defined playtest or defined debug or defined internal. What is the problem? If not defined playtest. Can we search for this line here maybe? I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah, it is compiled in, so just remove the entire line. I don't understand what the problem is. Pass no audio map. Pass map name. Well, what is it on 0 hour? Hold on. Let me search for this on 0 hour. if define debug or define internal. Okay, then just put it like this. Or not. Huh? Just make it like a 0 hour. Why can this not be like it is in 0 hour? I do not understand. Not sure, but fixing that is out of the scope of PR. Huh, why? Generals. Zero hour. Just remove the playtest check. Can just remove the playtest check. I don't see the problem. Just remove this here, this. Done. Finish. Okay, if he tells me now it won't work, I want to see that and test it. Okay, tell me it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work. But I would be very surprised. Okay. Let's go. Thompson's, no playtests. Good, so we have it checked out. We rebase it onto main. Then we go here and we simply remove this guy. Yeah. And then there's one more playtest here in this file. Play, test. There we go. We also remove this guy. And now we see if that compiles. It then throws an error on pass no logo. No. Okay, so Thompson says there is a compile error. Let's see. Let's see. I want to see that. So far, it doesn't look like it. Oh, actually it says failed. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe he's right. Aha. Identifier not found. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Then let's see this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Page 101. Allow release build to skip the sizzle video. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the fix is adding this here. Boom, done. Pass now sizzle. There we go. Fixed. Fix command line .cpp. Let's say remove playtest from command line. Push. I've pushed fix to your branch. Mm-hmm. Good. Now this from my side would be good. Yeah. Good. So next. So this one we can actually also move here into this milestone. Yeah. What is this? Regex used to find this was okay. It's possible some others were missed though. Oof. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Does this ever cause a compiler warning or error or anything? I wonder. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if fix. There's also another way to search for these guys manually. Let me see. So Thompson's. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, from my side, oh, hold on. So this change, if it compiles, well, let's wait until it compiles and then I will approve it. Okay, so this change here, and if fix. So let's, I think what we can do is we search for and if, and then and if, and then .h and .cpp, comma. We and if A, B, C, D, E, oh, it seems to be fine. Yeah. Remove superfluous tokens after and if. Did I write this correctly? Looks like it. Yeah. Refactor minor. Looks complete to me. Looks complete. Good. Let's merge this guy. Take this here. Remove superfluous tokens after and if. Just double checking that really everything is good. Yeah, sometimes we make mistakes on merge, and I always want to avoid this. Yeah, I think it looks good. Yeah. Okay. Then I think it is. I think it is fine to I think it's fine to change behavior in this case. This is how it was intended, after all. Well, command line. So what this means is that these commands are now no longer available. I see. Maybe he wanted to do it in a separate change, I guess. Edit. This change now hides or removes the following command lines in pure release. With change that the behavior between generals and 0 hour is now consistent. Figure out which the behavior regarding release with change that the behavior regarding release command line arguments between with change the following command line arguments are now also hidden in pure release for generals. I suggest make a pass on these to see which ones can be made available in pure release for both titles. Next, make a pass on these to see which ones can be made available in pure release for both titles. Okay, so this is not just a refactor, but well, may I ask, maybe you're right, and we do not change that aspect yet. Let me make another change. How about we do the following? First we go to no playtest. We go to main branch, pull latest. We go to no playtest, rebase. And we say okay, so how about we say the following? Define define release. Hold on, that's 0 hour, isn't it? Man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Command line CPP. Okay, so how about we say define super hackers add info or add to do, decide what to do with these command line arguments. Define use hold on. Oh, this is before. Hmm. 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 Yeah, to remove or not remove. Uh, hmm. Hmm. This change now was following command lines and pure release. Hmm. I will remove the refactor label because it's not a refactor anymore, not a pure refactor. Mm. This change, the following command line arguments are now also hidden in pure release for generals. This is consistent with the behavior in 0 hour. Next, make a pass on these to see which ones can be made available in pure release for both game titles. I think that's fine. Yeah. Then later we make a pass and see, okay, maybe the minus map can be enabled. I don't know if no audio, no music, no video makes a lot of sense because, I mean, audio and music you can disable in the options menu. No lock or crash. No lock or crash. So if you enable this, the game never crashes. Always stable, right? FPU preserve. Huh. Okay. No, then I guess it's fine then. Let's save all and revert. Yeah. Yeah, let's push this once more. Let's see if there was actually a compile error. No. Okay, let me push it again. Are you okay with the way it is now? I guess if you are. Well, I asked him. Yeah, I'm happy with it. We just revisit it later. We leave your bug reports open and revisit later what can be enabled in release for both games. Let me also run it once in general to see if the game launches. But I should. No. Good. Let's install this one. Okay, let's run it and see if game modes are available. Training. Is there also training in 0 hour? I don't think so. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that there's a training mission in Generals. Interesting. As I said, I never played Generals. I think I never played the campaigns of it. No. Interesting. Huh. They just shoot on some. Okay. Boah, that zoom. Boah. What is this? Okay, I get 4 ranges, 5 ranges. What is this? What is this? Oh, it is a training. What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to attack these here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Aha. Haha. Be smart. Ah, da haben wir's. Yeah, put them all in there. Yeah, Ranger Humvee is overpowered. Oh, there's an arrow. Look at that. Can I take this? Well, what am I supposed to do here? Just move nearby. Oh shit, now it's being attacked. Uh-oh. Oh, the Sperax is very strong though. Wow, they chain reactions. Okay, anyway, I think this looks good. Yeah, all good. Perfect game. Yeah. Okay, then we will merge this guy. CPU test is so vestigial. I've never heard that word. Vestigial. Who speaks like that? What is this word? Jesus. Okay, let's wait for these to finish. Then we merge this guy and then we move to the next one. And we're making good progress here. Making good progress. Okay. All right, so remove obsolete playtest macro. Yeah. Title looks fine. 570. Yeah. Confirm. squash, and merge. Let's go. Ports debug log level from generals. Okay, before we continue with this, how about we go to the fix level 1 warnings. Yeah. Which Rosian B has now fixed up. Yeah, so previous session we added here some comments. Let me see. Okay, so he tackled that. Okay, how about we just go to files change and we'll just look through all the files once more. Yeah, so this file looks good. Let's start from the top. Okay, so if C++ register, yeah. This actually, hold on. Yeah, I see. Okay, so this is now integer. Yeah. What about this honor? Oh, honor columns is here without a comma. I see. This copy is not implemented in VS6 builds. I don't think it would have been necessary here to introduce this blank line. Can remove this blank line here. Yeah. Size T. This can also be an integer. The logic frames per second. What kind of symbol is this? It's also integer. Perhaps make this one integer as well. Can make this one integer as well. Can make these ones integer as well. Zone block size. Can make this an integer as well. Several more times in this change. Yeah, I suggest go through all these and make them integer again with defines to have the exact same behavior for now. Yeah. This one doesn't look right. This does not make sense. Size already returns size t. This looks wrong, incorrect. This is incorrect. What's up here with this, with this white space here? Okay, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just exception for. Yeah, so pointer static cast voids. Huh. What is stack pointer? Unsigned long. Huh. Yeah, I would suggest to make one more pass here on these guys. Try to avoid the static casts by just making these macros instead of enums. And then in a future change, we can then change these to const expr values instead of macros. Yeah, and keep them integer. Or maybe make them floats if we think that that produces the exact same results. Yeah. It probably does produce the same results, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there's some, maybe on some compiler it produces some different results, right? So I don't know. But at the end of the day, I mean, it only matters what VS6 does right now. I don't know. Yeah. Let me ask ChatGPT. Does the multiplication and addition with integer between integer and float values always produce the same results in C++? Addition between integer and float values always produce between integer and float values. Does the multiplication and addition of integer and float values always produce the same result in C++? So for example, will 40.f times, let's say, 60 be identical to 40.f times 60.f? Is there, yeah, let's see. Will be always identical to that. Let's see. The multiplication and addition of integer and float values do not always produce the exact same results due to floating point precision and rounding error behaviors. Implicit conversion of 60 to float. Both are already floats. What happens here? The integer 60 is implicitly converted to 60 before multiplication. So the expression effectively becomes, okay. In both operands are already floats, so the multiplication proceeds normally. Since both expressions perform the multiplication with two float values, they will produce identical results in this case. When can they differ? Different precision in mixed type expressions. If one operand were double, such as 40 times that, then the result would be computed in double before potentially being stored as float, which could introduce small precision differences. Intermediate integer overflow. If the expression involved integers that could overflow before being converted to float, the results could differ. Here, 1 million divided by 2 is computed as an integer, while that divided by 2 is computed as a float, which may lead to different results. Yeah, okay, but that's different. That's different, yeah. Some compilers or CPUs may apply FMA optimizations, A times B plus C, computed in one step with higher precision, which could cause slight differences in results when mixing integer and floating point operations. Fused multiply add, FMA optimizations. For basic multiplications like this and this, the result will always be identical because both will use floating point multiplication. However, for more complex expressions involving integer division, overflow, or optimizations, differences can arise. Okay, so generally it would be treated as a float, but there are certain considerations on division, overflow, and optimizations. I see. Okay. So in our specific case, so this is probably fine. And this one is probably fine as well because they're all float. Well, I don't know. Maybe it would be different if it optimizes like 2.5 times this and then puts this because it's an integer. It puts it last. Who knows what it does? I think to avoid any potential risk, we should keep to avoid any potential risk with mass differences, we should convert enums to macros for now, to enums to integer macros for now. That way the math is guaranteed to be identical. Or let's say should be guaranteed to be identical. To avoid any potential risk with mass differences, we should convert enums to integer macros for now. That way the math should be guaranteed to be identical. What is the warning again? Let me see. Deprecated. Operator deprecated. Okay, so that means that at some point it will be removed, but it's deprecated right now. I mean, we could also... Instead of touching, let me, okay. There are I think there are two ways. Either we disable this warning C5055, or we test this change to verify that there's no game state mismatch with this introduced. Shit. No. I am a bit skeptical about integer to float changes. What if it changes a math operation somewhere? According to ChatGPT, it could change math in regards to optimizing more complex statements. Integer to float change. What if it changes a math operation somewhere? According to ChatGPT, it could change math in regards to optimizing more complex statements. Maybe it would be better to disable warning C5055 for now. Disables warning in CMake for now, or B test that integer to float conversions introduce no game state changes. This would require this feature. This would require implementation of that feature, implementation of that tested. I'm a bit skeptical about integer to float changes. What if it changes a math operation somewhere sneakily, unexpectedly? According to ChatGPT, it could change math in regards to optimizing more complex statements. Maybe it would be better to disable warning in CMake for now, or test that integer to float conversions introduce no game state changes. This would require feature implementation 566. So I'm in CMake and revert all changes that addressed it. inquiry. Could change floating point precision in regards to optimizing. Let me make it the bullet points. Disable warning. Does CMake invert all changes that addressed it? Or tested integer to float conversion introduce no game state changes. This would require feature implementation of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I will just append this comment and let's see if yeah. It could be harmless, but there's a chance that maybe it's not harmless. So I would tread carefully here. No. Okay. Good. I think I will take a break here. It has been 2 hours. Then next session we continue with reviews, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.